Okay. Am I live now? Am I here? Look, this has been so irritating. No, stop. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's not supposed to happen. Okay. I just spent the last 20 minutes talking to you guys like I were here. And now I can hear myself. I need that to stop. Nope, nope, stop. Okay. Oh my god, this is so crazy. I don't know what's going on, man. So that's quiet. And this no, shush, shush. Okay. Nope, I can still hear it. Oh no. Okay, this has been the worst tech day ever, guys. I don't know what's going on. Okay, now I can't hear it. This has been a nightmare. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel once again. I've been talking to this thing, this computer, this camera for like the past 25 minutes, 35 minutes, thinking that I had finally solved all the tech problems, only to figure out that you guys couldn't hear me. And now I have this issue where for some reason my window, I minimized my browser window that I was going to watch all of our stuff in today, and it won't come back. I can't find it, which is just insane to me. Like, I'm using the show all windows tab and all that kind of stuff, and it's just not popping up. So I'm just gonna have to quit the browser and reopen it and hope that all of my stuff is there. And it's singing to me now. Oh, because it updated while it was asleep. That's awful. Okay. Guys, I want to apologize so badly. This is like the first like actually scheduled live stream that I've put together ever, and everything, just like everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong so far. I feel very unprepared now. Like I was all ready to go, and now I feel like I'm floundering a little bit, but I hope you guys will stick with me. Do my best here to clean this up and get this started. So today we're doing the Doctor Who Q&A, the series 1 Q&A and wrap up. I've got several things potentially lined up for you guys. I made a playlist of a lot of different videos different that I found on the internet. I'm going to have to sort of vet them with you guys and make sure that they're not spoilery, if you know whether or not they're not spoilery for future seasons or series. But I've got lots of little things. I think we're going to start. I found a future, like a little series 1 wrap up that I thought we'd take a look at first. Thought that could be fun, and then we can get into other things as we move forward. So just to confirm, yeah, okay. Thank you, Clara. I'm live. I'm this okay. I need to breathe, guys. I've like the panic. I cannot tell you the panic that I've been experiencing. Um, it's been crazy. I have been really like freaking out. So we're gonna move on from that and get to happy thoughts. Here in just a sec. No, 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 no. Hold on. In just a second, I find my little playlist here that I have. Doctor Who Series 1 recap. There is something here. That I have found. I can go ahead and share this window with you guys if you'd like to see it. Oh, that's nice. That's an attractive look. Just so much stress today. I can't. Okay, so we're looking at all of these things. These are just a few videos that I found that I pulled up on the internet that I thought would be interesting. There's some worst to best. I thought I'd get your opinions on those, and we'll see what we can maybe check out. We'll have a discussion about some of the questions and things that you guys left on Discord. There wasn't a lot. There was a little. So if you have any other questions, if you have things you'd like to know, do let me know. My browser screen is off. Okay, thank you. See, now I'm telling you, I don't know what happened, guys. I have not had any problems with any of my tech for the longest time. Is it back? Can you see the browser screen now? Do let me know, okay? Oh no, I see what you're saying. I'm so sorry. I thought you meant that the browser wasn't showing up. I don't know. I just restarted the whole thing. I can't deal with any more tech problems today. I can't do it. My head is going to explode. Uh, yes. You didn't know the Discord server? Yeah, the Discord server. Yeah, I absolutely have a Discord server. I will drop you a link in the chat for that here in just a minute. There's a setup section in there, but it's been really strictly for some of these channels have been restricted to patron members so far. I've been talking to somebody about potentially opening them up or doing different things, but if you'd like to join the Discord, the link should be in the description of the video. If it's not, let me know and I'll drop it in the chat. But for now, this was something that I was looking at. Finally, thank you guys so much for talking to me. I appreciate that. Now my anxiety has lowered like by 80% just knowing that you're there. What was I going to say? Okay, so getting back on track, trying to reestablish this thing and calm down. There is I'm looking at the best of work. Here it is. There's a series, the Ultimate Doctor Who Ultimate Series 1 review and recap. I was wondering if you guys want to check that out with me really quickly. We get into that. Give me a second to breathe and calm down. Once we get through that, I will jump into some of the questions that I got on the Discord. If you guys want to leave some questions in the chat right now, let me know what you want to know about Series 1, characters, plot points, different aspects of the show that I liked, didn't like, what my favorites were, these different kinds of things. You just let me know. Whatever it is you want to know in the chat, you just let me know, and I will get to it as soon as this little episode runs its course episode, this video, as soon as this video is over. Okay? So we're going to check this out really quickly. Again, thank you so much for being here. I am so sorry. And for those of all of you who if you come back and watch this later on VODs, and you showed up at 1 o'clock and I wasn't here and you waited for I don't know how long, I'm so sorry. And I do appreciate you showing up. Hopefully you'll be able to pop back in. Don't worry. I'm going to extend this. I had planned on going until 3 to 4, but now we'll go as long as, to make up that time. So anyway, we're going to jump into this little video and check it out. And, we'll be right back. And I swear I will calm down. I know my energy is super chaotic right now. I need to take a second and ground. I will calm down, okay? I'm so sorry, guys. Here we go. The Ultimate Doctor Who Series 1 review and recap by the Level 1 animator. Oh, that's loud. They're trying to kill me with this copyright, with this music. I have to turn it down some. I just started. I don't want YouTube coming and spanking me right now. Info and recap.
Okay, so this is episode 1 entitled Rose. In the basement of the shop where Rose works, she is attacked by living plastic mannequins. She meets the Ninth Doctor and he tells her to run, so they escape outside, not before he goes back and blows the place up though, because their meeting needed to have fireworks. The next day, Rose and boyfriend Mickey go and visit a man called Clive who owns a conspiracy website on a man that fits the Doctor's description. Clive shows evidence of his appearances throughout history, while Mickey gets kidnapped outside and replaced by a duplicate. The Doctor turns up at the restaurant to rip off Mickey's head to prove to Rose that he is a copy, and then both together they set out to find an esteemed consciousness.
I don't think that's why he did it.
They work out the consciousness is being used in the London Eye as a transmitter in order to send the signals to the Autons to attack people in London. The consciousness and the Autons don't take kindly to the Doctor spouting off things about the Shadow Proclamation, which means that Rose has to come in and save the day with some nice gymnastics skills, earning a nice invitation aboard the TARDIS from the Doctor. The Doctor takes 19-year-old Rose Tyler to the year 5 billion, where they land on a space station orbiting the Earth called Platform 1, amongst the elite high society of the universe that have come to watch the Earth get destroyed by the expanding sun. Noteworthy guests are the face of Bo, the appearance of the repeated meme, JB was really noteworthy for sacrificing
so he's really just running
the episode,
through the entire
Lady Cassandra calls herself the last pure human, but yikes, look at her, she's had so many operations now she's just a flap of skin and a brain in a jar. Anyway, she deploys
We
little
don't
tiny
know about
robots
the
to
brain in the
sabotage
jar
the
yet.
systems, lower the heat shields, and kill the guests on board. In order to kill competitors and pay for her many operations, she lowers the heat shields, exposing the station to harmful solar radiation while she made a getaway using a teleport. The Doctor manages to reboot the system in order to save Rose, then he reverses the teleport and we get to see what it looks like when an old trampoline gives way. Oh, let's watch her rupture again from the
Yeah, that was
intense
really
solar
gross.
heat, but in slow-mo. The Doctor and Rose travel back to Cardiff in 1869, where we meet Gabriel Sneed and also Gwyneth. They are on a hunt for a walking corpse.
This is where we meet Dickens too,
by a
right?
mysterious blue vapor. When Rose asks too many questions, she gets kidnapped, and the Doctor teams up with Charles Dickens in order to track her down. In the funeral parlor, the group reunites.
We could see the brain. I completely missed the brain back then. It didn't even register a little bit. That's crazy.
They are revealed to be the girl who lost their physical forms during the Time War, which the Doctor feels guilty about, so he convinces Gwyneth to be the bridge. Bridging the connection, they realize that the girl actually lied and planned to be hostile, and with Gwyneth unable to control the connection, she decides to sacrifice herself with her last bit of strength by lighting a match.
Well, she was already dead by that point,
allowing
actually,
enough
right?
time for the Doctor, Rose, and also Charles
really
Dickens to escape. The Doctor intended to take Rose back 12 hours after they left, but it actually turned out that it was 12 months.
Yeah.
This causes Jackie, Rose's mum, to be absolutely
I
furious
have seen
with
the
him.
Christmas Invasion. Okay, so we're going to stop right there for just a second. Hello, Eric. Thanks for stopping in. So, something that I should probably say to kind of get it out of the way, I have watched everything through the Christmas Invasion. Sneak peek to the patrons in the chat, or the patrons who show up here to watch this with us. I've gotten at least one episode beyond that. That'll be coming really soon. So that's what we're doing here. We're wrapping up the first series. I know that on YouTube I'm only through episode 6, but things go much faster on the Patreon. And frankly, Discord is a pain to try to live stream in for me personally. And I thought that you guys on YouTube would appreciate this here if you know, not everybody signs up for a Patreon, but you're all following it. I know I don't post as regularly as I'd like here, just, you know, budgetary concerns, editors, that kind of thing. But I figured that you guys would enjoy being a part of this if possible. Like, you guys have been really supportive here. The channel's growing really fast. I'm really excited about it. So I wanted you guys to be a part of this, even if you're not over on the Patreon. But just so right now, we're up through. I get it. This was not what I expected in this video. If you guys if you guys have any suggestions for different videos or little featurettes, outtakes, things like that, leave those things in the chat, or you can send them to the Discord, and then I'll get them in here. Just let me know you sent it, and we'll go pick it up if YouTube chat won't let you leave it here. Yes, I did see the Born Again. Absolutely, it was great. Thank you, Clara, for that. I've watched everything. So everything from the opener to the Christmas special, including the little mini, the Born Again mini. I've seen the whole thing, and I'm ready to really dive into the David Tennant era. So as far as chat goes, spoilers up to the end of series 1 are fine. Let's just keep it there if you guys don't mind. Protect my future reactions on the show. And yeah, so let's get back into this interesting and very fast-paced, sort of monotone video we're looking at here.
Ship crash into Big Ben and also fall into the Thames, and the Doctor suspects that this is a trick. He discovers that the ship was sent from Earth and finds out.
Okay, but he didn't suspect it was a trick at first, right? There's just some erroneous assumptions being made. I don't think he thought it was a trick until a little bit later. I think at first he was kind of, or unless I misread it. Maybe I misread it, and maybe like he was just being one way with Rose and saying, "Oh, you know, humans, you know, first contact with aliens." Did I miss that? I'm trying to remember too, because maybe there was a clue that came later. But I seem to remember him being like excited to be there for this event that was happening, and just to watch it from afar. I feel like if he thought that it was a trick, he probably would have been more involved and wouldn't have been sitting in Jackie's apartment watching it on TV. But, you know, small critique.
out that the pilot was a pig that was altered with alien technology. Also, the Prime Minister cannot be located and is replaced with Joseph Green, Margaret Oliver, and other
Hey,
high-ranking
does this
members
say
of
ice
government,
cream? Hello, ice
along with
cream.
alien experts, are
Welcome
all
to the
being
chat. Thank
gathered.
you for
The
showing
group
up.
behind the crash is revealed to be the Slovene, an alien family who has compressed themselves into human suits. The Doctor learns that the Slovene aren't trying to actually invade Earth, but rather trying to raid it for commercial profit. On TV, they claim there's a threat to national security and ask the UN for commercial
Hold on.
profit.
The triplicate the flammability properties of the alcohol. Yeah, yeah. I thought that was hilarious when it happened. Yeah, yeah, I think that sometimes what happens a lot of often whenever people make these fan made videos is they rely a little too much on their memory and forget to double check things, and in the process of writing your mind just kind of starts to want, it becomes more and more creative as you move on, and you don't even really notice the small liberties you're taking or the things you're misremembering. So no shade to the guy. I'm sure he worked really hard on this. I just remembered that differently.
On TV, they claim there's a threat to national security and ask the UN to release the nuclear codes so they can strike a ship above London.
Oh,
The
I don't
Doctor
like that.
speculates if they
Of
get
all
the
the
codes, then they'll
monsters
actually drop a nuke on another
all the
country and
monsters
start World War
on Doctor
III.
Who,
The calcium decay smelling
that was a
creatures
jump scare I
confirm this to
didn't
the
need.
Doctor and say that they'll use the radiation waste from the destruction and bottle it and sell it as spaceship fuel to the rest of the galaxy. Oh, that's money grabbing right there. However, in order to beat the Slovene, the Doctor asks Mickey to drop a non-nuclear missile on 10 Downing Street, blowing them up, and the Doctor, Rose, and MP Harriet Jones, yes we know who you are, manage to survive by hiding in a reinforced room, and Mickey earns the trust of the Doctor. In the next episode, the TARDIS is drawn off course by a distress
Dalek.
signal.
This
and
is
the
as far as
Doctor
we've gotten
ends
on
up in
YouTube
an
so far.
underground bunker that is owned by Harry Van Staten, the guy that owns the internet. Hang on a minute, nobody owns the internet. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to think. The rich collector has a host of alien artifacts and also has a living exhibit that the Doctor is horrified to find out that a Dalek survived the Time War. He's actually that much infuriated that he goes to attack it before he stopped. Harry Van Douchebag plans to make the Doctor an exhibit also because he is the last of his kind, but he convinces him to let him go free when the Dalek escapes because the ultimate in racial cleansing gets re-energized by Rose. The Dalek kills multiple people within the facility before
I really
cornering
like the
Rose.
music he put
However,
behind
Rose
this
is
part.
spared because the shared DNA is infecting the Dalek. The Doctor gets really mad and wants to blow the Dalek up. However, Rose stops him and also orders the Dalek to mercy kill itself. The bunker gets buried and Adam joins them in the next adventure. The Doctor, Rose, and Adam travel to the year 200,000 and land on the space station known as Satellite 5. The Doctor immediately
Yeah, he's
realizes
running
that
through this
something's
as though
wrong
it were
because
all
human
one long
progression
episode,
and
which
evolution has
it's
been
great,
set
it's
back
fine,
by about
but I
100
almost got lost there
years.
for a
This
second as
isn't
to where
just
he
in terms
was.
of technology,
Okay,
this
right
is
here.
also the
So
socialization. There's a strange rumor that
hold on,
floor
I'm gonna
500
pull up this
has
and the
walls
screen
made of
might screw up.
gold,
Let's see
but
what
that
happens.
anyone
Yep,
that gets
okay.
promoted and goes up to the top is never
Don't read
seen
that.
again.
You guys
Just
are
like
not
what
allowed
we
to
see
read.
with Zuki when she gets
No, quit.
invited up to level.
All right, sorry about that. So I'm going to take a look at the Discord really quickly because we have a question here that I just realized was brought up from that was raised here. So uh this one comes from CJ over on the Discord, and he asked me, of all the enemies and the villains of Series 1, are there any you would like to see return, any you would prefer didn't? And he gave me a list, a really great list of all the enemies in order with the episodes they were in. And I'm not gonna, I think I'm gonna say it properly, but we just looked at one here in this little recap, and I gotta mention it because the I'm sorry. I think it's called the Jagrafest, something like that. That thing was the grossest, most like vile, disgusting, slimy, smelly looking thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Now, Cassandra, that was disturbing. We've had a few icky, the Dalek when it was open, that was gross. That was tough to deal with. There's a few things on here that have been a little on the grosser side. But that Jagrafest, I hope I'm not saying that completely wrong. Let me look. Jagrafest. For me, was like supremely disturbing. And I also feel like it was kind of a pawn because we find out later, right, that that really, at the end of the day, it was the Daleks sort of pulling the strings from behind the scenes. So of all the villains, that would probably be the one that I would never ever want to hear from again. As far as the one I would love to, we're gonna keep going here with this video, and I'll get back to you with that answer.
500. After some advanced jiggery-pokery from the Doctor, the editor invites the Doctor and therefore sacrificing himself for everything to be repaired.
Now, tell me if I'm wrong, because so you guys know much better than me, but in that episode, right, and I that it all really worked out the way it needed to. Because one of the most frustrating things in the moment when I was watching the episode was that, okay, the Doctor was bending himself over backwards to try to fix it without having to kill her father. Like the whole time, he knew that her father, if her father would just throw himself in front of that car, everything would right itself. All those who have been killed would be fine. Everything would go back to as it was when he died the first time. But he kept that quiet because he was trying to figure out how to do it without having to take her dad. And he said he's found a way, and he was gonna fix everything, and if he had done it and fixed everything, then the people who had died would have been dead, they would have stayed dead. But it then Rose grabs the baby, which at the moment, again, when I was watching the episode, just I was, like, screaming in my head because, like everything that he's trying to do, he just found a solution, and you're gonna screw it up completely now, and you're gonna end up losing your dad. That was what I was thinking at the time. But if she hadn't done that, then he would have fixed it with whatever trick he figured out. He would have created another paradox, crossed his own time stream, or whatever it was he said he was gonna do, and then the people who had died, who had been eaten by those creatures, would have just stayed dead forever. They would have been lost forever. But because that option was gone away and her dad figured it out and put himself in front of that car, all those people who had been eaten and murdered were okay. They kind of went back, and everything that had happened in that little bubble of time was just reverted to the way it was before. Am I wrong about that? Because that's the way I understood it leaving the episode. So I think it actually worked out pretty well. I think it worked out like everything ended up the way it needed to be, which was a nice way to end it, I guess. I mean, it was very sad. Her father died, but you know, things have happened. They've happened, even in this show. That's the rule, right? You can't cross your own timeline. You can't change things like that. So yeah,
Chasing a metal cylinder marked as dangerous through the
the
time
empty child
vortex,
was really
the Doctor
sad,
and Rose land in London,
but it was really happy too, I guess, at the
1941.
end.
This is during the Blitz. Rose follows a young boy with a gas mask who keeps asking her, "Are you my mother?" She then climbs
That was
a rope.
okay. That phrase, "Are you my mummy?" was incredibly creepy. It was haunting. Like it stayed with me for days after watching the episode.
That is attached to a barrage balloon and is rescued by Captain Jack Harkness, previously a time agent, now a con man. After using the tractor beam to get her on the ship, he tries really hard to impress her and tries to convince her in buying a valuable warship. The
Father's
Doctor talks
Day
to a young
was
woman called
amazing. Yes,
Nancy
yes,
who
you're right,
knows the
Ice Cream.
boy's
It was
identity
incredible.
and directs the Doctor towards Dr. Constantine, who shows him patients with the same injuries and gas mask identical to the young boy. Nancy reveals the boy to be her brother Jamie, and Rose and Jack arrive just in time to save the Doctor as Constantine begins.
That was one of the more disturbing things for sure from the series. But I think it was it was really well done. I think considering the budget these guys were working with, and sort of the questionable quality of some of the other special effects throughout the series, I thought this actually looked pretty good in most cases.
To transform just like his patients.
Just go in there
Like,
and
not
tell
bad.
her the doctor would like to see her.
Boomtown.
Just the doctor. Tell her exactly that. The doctor.
While this episode was a little frustrating for me,
She's climbing out the window, isn't she?
yeah,
Yes, she is.
the scene of them two
I could
sitting
do this
at the
all day.
table and having their little conversation was really
Why can't you leave
good.
me alone? What did I ever do to you?
You tried to kill me and destroy this entire planet.
From an actor's perspective, it was amazing.
Okay, so this is actually a really good place to stop with the recap and transition into the review. We've left
Okay, really?
ourselves the last 3 episodes, well, with Christopher as the Ninth Doctor, to really share my honest thoughts on what I think of Season 1, or, well, Series 1. I do understand that the original was like 1963, 64, I believe. Anyway, just keep in mind, if I reference this as Season 1, I actually do mean the revival Russell T Davies, so technically it is series 1. I do understand there is a difference, so you don't need to comment down below and be like, well, you don't know what you're talking about because meh. To that I say, oh, stick it up your vortex. Okay, immediately I have to talk about the interconnectedness of the storyline, the revisited locations, and the way that the whole story arc has taken form. Right at the start there are hints to what is to come. There's a lot of duality actually in this season, with pretty much every action having a reaction and a certain rhyme within the story arc. Even the subplots and character development all lead up to a payoff which have consequences. And I'm not just talking about the big payoff at the end with Bad Wolf.
Yeah, the Bad Wolf thing was crazy.
Season. As awesome as that is, I am talking about the more subtle things that do lead up to the bigger payoffs. If we are talking about the Bad Wolf scenario, there's a couple of things that I could mention that actually does give that episode some legs. For instance, without the episode Boomtown, Rose wouldn't even have known to look into the heart of the TARDIS to be able to do it in the first place. It also doesn't go unnoticed that without Rose's character development, with her building up confidence and taking more and more risks, for instance in The Lonely Child going off on her own and exploring, gaining the confidence to look fear in its face with the Dalek, and episodes like Father's Day enforcing her ability to follow through without thinking about the consequences. Without any of these smaller little building blocks that actually make up the full story arc, the
I don't want to see it. If I could make a deal with some kind of entity, please, to where that never has to crop up on my screen again, I would be really happy. Please. It's so gross.
And you link it with another, the continuity is that good, and the building blocks are that detailed that you could actually link it in terms of story with the other. You could probably watch this series out of order and still get the full picture. Or hey, watch it backwards if you've already seen it. So we do get a nice firm hit of canon and lore, creating a very strong and firm foundation for the rest of the revival series to actually launch from. But it's like other little things that they go back to Cardiff in order to recharge the TARDIS in Boomtown, which is the same rift that's in the Unquiet Dead. They actually do revisit that rift in space-time, actually quite a lot in Doctor Who, but that's also the premise for Torchwood, and that is the rift in time and space that they are defending. The exact same one, so this season really interlocks with a lot of things. In terms of building a foundation for a science fiction show, you really can't get as firm.
That's the whole reason I want to edit it, yes, so I don't have to see Max anymore.
Plays the Ninth Doctor
in fact, just saying the name now, that used to be my favorite name for a dog, and now I don't think I could ever own a name. Own a dog named Max again.
It's so believable that's how the Doctor would mask the pain and actually deal with the trauma of that event. Now, because the lower budget of this series, some of the CGI is not the best, however it's made up for the practical effects that they use, the costumes, and also
Eric, I have not heard that at all.
Not to mention the audio design within
I'd love to hear more about that. Is there a YouTuber or anybody who's broken that down? Sorry, hold on a second. So Eric just mentioned in the chat that I'm not doing things well. Hold on a second. I keep flipping back and forth between screens for you guys. Okay, so what I was going to ask is there a breakdown of that comparison? Has anybody looked into that on YouTube? Made a little video about where they were similar or where they got inspiration? That makes sense. Cardiff being the version of their version of the Hellmouth because of the. Anyway, the comment, I'm sorry, I didn't mention it. I know you guys can't see it on screen, which I can actually fix that. Hold on. This is supposed to be there. Maybe it'll come up. I hope. We'll see how that works. It's supposed to be working. I'm not even going to fuss with anything else if it stops, if it's just not. But the idea of Cardiff being like the Hellmouth because of the energy coming up out of the Hellmouth, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, so was that the extent of the inspiration? Torchwood is a spinoff. I don't know if you want to watch any spinoffs because they're obviously a bit lower in quality, and there is a lot. Yeah, I've been told about Torchwood. I think right now it's not even so much about quality or anything like that. The only reason I'm staying away from spinoffs and different things is just time, not being able to fit anything else in. But now that's interesting. I think that the idea of the Hellmouth being an inspiration for Cardiff, again with the energy coming out of it, the rift, I think that makes a lot of sense.
Potter and the story arc are like Moffat's writing. Really, overall, Series 1 was a great start. There's a lot of enjoyable hours of content within this, and it's pretty good for multiple viewings and to come back to if you've been watching some of the newer stuff. Characters are detailed and fleshed out, and again with the story, the way it's all interlinked with each other, it is a real good experience. In my opinion, it's a hell of a lot better than the 13th Doctor stuff and what Chibnall's done. Don't even get me started on that era. I literally do not see that as canon, and I will not be covering it here on this channel, unless it's to do a series called Doctor Dumb. It's so surprising given the budget difference and like the resources available, not being able to go to big plans.
This music, man.
What you gonna do? Sucker me to death?
Yeah, that was insane for me.
I think you'll find the Prime Minister is an alien in disguise. That's never gonna work, is it? No.
Stitch this, mate.
Jackie!
Or I'll stop. Yes. Me.
Everyone behind me! I'm gonna find my friends.
And then I'm gonna find you.
Is that it?
Information.
Stay green.
Yep, narrows it down.
A good sense of smell.
Narrows it down.
Oh, I was so heartbroken when she passed. We lost her. She was great. Okay, this song.
Do that for me, Rose.
Have a fantastic life.
Okay. So that last moment there too with Rose, the doctor Eccleston did an amazing job, a great performance. It broke my heart. But Rose's performance, I said Billie Piper's performance throughout that whole thing, just that look on her face was so endearing and so sort of gut wrenching. It was this show is so impressive. I'm so glad I finally got online and watching my way through it. Any other reactors out there who are just getting started you'd like to see me collab with, let me know about that. I definitely would love to jump on with some people who also have a passion for this show and have some conversations. Ain't nobody here but us chickens. I love Chris Eccleston. He was the perfect re-entry for the Doctor Who series. Yeah, which is crazy because for years I'd heard people talk about Doctor Who and try to get me to watch it, and they would tell me to skip Eccleston. They always told me, skip Eccleston. It's not that great. He was only there for a year, blah, blah, blah. But this was amazing. This first series was so good, and he did a remarkable job. And there was a little bit of finding footing and things that happened for the first few episodes and whatever, but that's you can't avoid that. And I think that he built such a complex and layered character, and I'll never forget what it was like to go through this for the first time. It was wonderful. But having said all that and having gone through these different things and watched all this with you guys and hung out, and I want to tell you all that I appreciate you so much for supporting the channel, for helping grow this channel over here on YouTube and for supporting the Patreon. It's really growing by leaps and bounds. I'm so excited about that. Everything that you guys do helps support these videos, but it's also helping me toward my other dreams and other goals. Those of you who have been here for a minute, oh, you can't see me. I don't know why I'm like that, but those of you who have been here for a minute in the live know that um, I'm in pre-production right now for a short film, something that I wrote. It's cast. We're working on a few of the last minute details. We need to get a location nailed down. We're just trying to work on some of the like little basic expenditures, gas, food, that kind of thing. And uh, all of that's been possible because of you, because of the support that you've given me here, because of the support on Patreon, especially. The Patreon is becoming a springboard for me and allowing me to explore, like literally allowing me to work to make my biggest dreams come true. So if you haven't yet and you've considered it, think about the Patreon. It's life changing for me, and it really is making my whole world sort of expand and giving me opportunities I never thought I would have. Um, Nobody should ever skip Eccleston 100%. Really quickly, in case you're interested, again, the synopsis for the short film that I'm working on. Um, I read it out loud earlier. I'll do it again at the end here. But basically, it's about a young couple who are struggling with. I can't say it better than the synopsis. I like the way it wraps up. It says this film beautifully captures the essence of love, communication, and emotional vulnerability. The tension between maintaining a facade and the need for genuine, heartfelt conversation is palpable throughout the narrative. The Talk, which is the title of the film, is a journey of emotional exploration, highlighting the significance of openness and honesty in a relationship and the courage it takes to confront one's true feelings. I think that's a lovely way to wrap it up. I didn't write that, but I think it's beautiful. It does have a supernatural element to it. There is a bit of an eerie uh, um, element that, and you don't know if it's sinister or if it's benevolent. You can't really tell, but it's very brief, very subtle. The feature length film that I'm working toward creating off of this proof of concept piece is much more dives much more into that supernatural feel, but it's all about a person. In fact, it all kind of wraps up in the synopsis for this film, which is the significance, the importance of openness, exploring an emotional exploration. I'm sorry, an emotional exploration, highlighting the significance of openness and honesty in relationships, and the courage it takes to confront your true feelings, your true self. That is a really good phrase to sort of encapsulate the entire feature length film that we have waiting in the wings. But with this short film, it'll use as a proof of concept. It'll go to festival. It'll be displayed to people, shown to producers, shown to investors, shown to distribution houses and publishers, and hopefully gain some traction, and so that we'll be able to get it funded and move forward. But if you want to support if you want to support that dream of mine, the opportunity to make that happen, again, we're looking for just any little bit of help that we can get, just like to help even with small things like food or gas money and little stuff like that. So whatever you can offer, $5, $10 at a time would be absolutely appreciated. If you're able to give more, I do have an intention to get people who, for instance, donate $100 or more to the film. I will give you guys a contributor's credit at the end of the film, and the bigger the donation, of course, the more rewarding the result will be. Access to behind the scenes kinds of stuff and different things like that. But for now, I just appreciate any support you give. The Patreon, like I said, is a huge boost for me, and it's really, really helping me to move forward and try to make these dreams a reality. I do appreciate that. Let's look at some of these comments. Nobody should ever skip Excellency. Casual nerd reactions. Just finished the first season of Doctor Who. Not at all caught up on YouTube yet. Oh, so they just finished it on Patreon as well. Okay, I've never heard of Casual Nerd Reactions. I will check them out. Do me a favor. I'm always looking to collaborate, so I'm definitely down to collaborate with just about anybody. Drop them a comment and let them know that I'm interested. That hey, there's this guy. He makes like the best reactions ever. He makes like the coolest, most fun and interesting reactions. And if you don't collaborate with him, you're crazy or some variation of that in your own words. Make it seem natural. But no, let them know if you'd be interested in that. I'll send them a message. I'll send them an email. Most people's emails are listed somewhere, so I'll send them an email. But let them know that you'd like to see it. That usually works as far as getting people to get so sort of like engage and get online with each other. Um, but yeah, I appreciate that. This was really great. I really enjoyed going through all this different content with you guys, exploring Doctor Who. I really enjoyed going through the first series. I have a ton of thoughts about it. They're all in the videos again, all the way up through episode 1 of series 2 by tomorrow will be posted on my Patreon. If you're interested in that, it's patreon.com/, that's not acting. You can find the link in the description below. You can sign up for the Whovian tier, which is $5 a month US. So it's a little cheaper for you guys in the UK, I think. But if you'd like to sign up for that, I'd love to have you over there. I post over there. I will be posting over there. The holidays I took a break, but I post at least 2 episodes a week over there. I'm trying to post 1 episode a week over here on YouTube, but it's just really difficult. It really just comes down to editing. Quickly, I'm gonna throw it out there one more time. I'm very open to the idea of partnering with an editor rather than paying for individual edits and giving away a percentage of the video revenue, including the Patreon. Um, and having them be with me, because as it grows and gets larger, that can turn into a more significant earning potential for an editor than just getting paid episode by episode. So if that's something you'd like to discuss, or if you know somebody who's an editor who just likes Doctor who might maybe likes my content and would like to maybe work with me in that partnership capacity, like so we can work out like a percentage deal, and that way I could maybe even do 2 episodes a week on YouTube. That would be crazy. So if you know somebody, or if you are somebody, contact me. My email is in the description. But yeah, all that being said, I love you guys. This has been a good live stream. Thank you so much for making this happen for me. So sorry about the beginning and all the technical problems. That was crazy. I don't know what's going to happen with tomorrow's live stream on my other channel. I might end up postponing it because that was nuts, and I don't want that to happen again. So I don't know if I'll see you guys tomorrow on that or not, but look forward to new reactions. The next reaction to Doctor Who on YouTube should be coming as early as Monday or Tuesday, I hope. Fingers crossed. And on Patreon, you'll get the first episode of series 2 by tomorrow. Thanks for being here, everybody. Love you so much. Your support means the world. Just your encouragement and all is great. Your financial support is mind-boggling. I can't believe that. And again, you're helping my dreams come true. So thank you so much for that. Please remember, as always, it's so important. Be kind to each other, and most importantly, be kind to yourself.